Welcome everyone. Here in this class we'll start with this flower. In the previous classes we have studied this structure of root, what are the different parts of the root, we have even seen the regions of roots, and we have also seen the modifications in the root. Okay. Now we'll move on to the next one, which is the flower. Here in between, why I am taking this flower is, here this is the basic. Here if we understand this part, different parts of the flower, basic flower, then we will be able to move on to the next lesson, that is reproduction, which is also an important lesson. So here first we'll go with this important ones, then we will later on we will complete all the things which is left over. So for this one I am moving on to the another part of the plant, that is the flower. We have studied root, stem is there, leaf is there, we will study, don't worry. But here as we have flower also, as because the next lesson are a continuation of this part of the plant. So sexual reproduction, the next lesson is sexual reproduction, where we will be seeing how sexual reproduction takes place, because and flower is the only part which helps in the sexual reproduction. We have two chapters related to it. So we'll first complete those chapters, then we'll move on to this stem and leaf, other parts. So coming to this flower, here flower, it is the most attractive part of the plant. Most attractive part of the plant, and apart from being attractive, it attracts insects, it looks beautiful because of its color, different colors, different shapes, it looks pleasant to our eyes. Okay, but apart from this, that is, it is looking beautiful, it is looking pleasant, it attracts insects and all, here this flower is the major reproductive organ of the plant. Sexual reproduction in plants takes place because of flower. Flower is the only part of the plant which helps in reproduction, that is sexual reproduction. Flower is the part of the plant which helps in sexual reproduction. Okay, so here coming to this, we already know what are the different parts of the flower. We have already studied in our previous classes. So just the flower consists of, that is the floral parts. The flower will be having 4 whorls. Flower have 4 different parts. Each flower have 4 different parts, can have 4 different parts, which is present in 4 whorls. Flower can have 4 parts which are arranged on 4 whorls, whorl-like structures, that is circle road. The floral parts are arranged on the, here, this is the pedicel, this is the pedicel, that is the stalk of the flower, stalk of flower. The stalk of the flower, it is also called as pedicel, it is also called as pedicel. The stalk of the flower, which is also called as pedicel. So here this end of this pedicel will be a little swollen. It will be that is, this part of this pedicel will be a little swollen. So this swollen part is called as thalamus. The swollen part at the base of the pedicel, so this is called as the thalamus. Basically this is the stalk of the flower, which is called as the pedicel. So this part is swollen. This part of the pedicel is swollen. So this swollen part of the pedicel is called as thalamus. And on this thalamus, the 4 parts of the flower are arranged in 4 different whorls. 4 parts of the flower are arranged in 4 different whorls. So a flower will be having can have 4 different parts. One is calyx, here calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. A flower can have 4 parts, that is calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. So all these 4 parts will be arranged on the swollen structure in whorls. It will be arranged on the swollen structure which is called as thalamus in 4 different worlds. So, in this calyx, corolla, andrecium and gynoecium, calyx and corolla, these 2 parts are called as the accessory parts. They are also called as non-essential. We can say it as non-essential or accessory. And this andrecium and gynoecium, these are called as the reproductive part or the essential organs. Reproductive organs, they are called as the reproductive organs or essential organs of the flower, because these 2 are the parts which helps in reproduction. I said you, flower is the reproductive unit. Okay, flower, that is the flower helps the plant in performing sexual reproduction. And in flower, which parts help in performing sexual reproduction? This part, that is andrecium and gynoecium. Andrecium and gynoecium are the parts which helps in the plant to perform sexual reproduction. So they are the main organs which helps in reproduction, and these 2 support them. This calyx and corolla support this andrecium and gynoecium in sexual reproduction. How they will support, we will be seeing it. But here as of now, these 2 will support, that is calyx and corolla will support andrecium and gynoecium in performing sexual reproduction. So, this calyx and corolla, they are called as accessory organs or they are called as non-essential organs, whereas andrecium and gynoecium, they are called as the reproductive organs or essential organ. Essential means it is required, because if this is not present in a plant, if this is not present in a flower, reproduction cannot take place. Reproduction cannot take place. So, here that is why this andrecium and gynoecium, they are called as the reproductive or essential organs. As they help, they are called as accessory or non-essential organs. So, before we move on to the structure of all these calyx, corolla, andrecium, gynoecium and all, let us see some important terms which are related with the flower. So, the first is perianth. Perianth, here in the flower, I said a flower may have 4 parts: calyx, corolla, andrecium and gynoecium. Calyx and corolla are separate, but in few flowers like lily, in few plants like lily, we don't have distinct calyx and corolla. Calyx and corolla, they are not separate, we cannot distinct it. Okay, so in that we call it as perianth. Perianth is the term which is given when calyx and corolla are not distinct. When calyx and corolla are separate, distinct, they can be seen clearly, then that is called as what? The name itself, calyx and corolla. And perianth is the term which is given to the flower where calyx and corolla are not distinct. Calyx and corolla not distinct. Okay, so that is why of such plants which does not have distinct calyx and corolla separate, which can be differentiated. Okay, so that plant are called, that is, we call the term, we give them the term instead of calyx and corolla, we give the term perianth to them. Okay. Now coming to this, based on the sexual, that is number of reproductive organs, I said flower may have 4 parts. There are certain flowers in which there can be only 3 parts present. There are flowers in which there can be only 3 parts present. So flowers will have calyx, corolla and just only andrecium, only one reproductive part. Only one reproductive part can be present. So, if a calyx have only, if a flower have only calyx, corolla and andrecium, then that flower is called as unisexual. Unisexual. Uni means one. Uni means one. Sexual means one reproductive organ. Flowers can have two reproductive organs are there, androecium and gynoecium. Okay, this androecium is the male reproductive organ. Androecium is the male reproductive organ, whereas gynoecium is the female reproductive organ. Gynoecium is the female reproductive organ. So, if a plant has only calyx, corolla and androecium, then it is called as unisexual flower. It is called as unisexual flower. Now, if a plant has calyx, corolla and gynoecium, only gynoecium, if a plant has these three parts, then it is also called as unisexual flower. Unisexual means the flower which have only one reproductive organ. The flower which have only one reproductive organ. So, that flower is called as unisexual. Here in calyx, corolla and androecium, only one reproductive organ is present. Only male reproductive organ is present. So, that is why this is also a unisexual flower. If it is having calyx, corolla and gynoecium, then it is also a unisexual flower because only one reproductive organ is present. Okay, we even for this unisexual flowers, both this and this are unisexual flowers only, but we have different terms for this unisexual flowers also. Okay, here if calyx, corolla and androecium are present in a flower, if calyx, corolla, androecium, that is the male reproductive organs is present, then this flower is called as staminate flower. This flower is called as staminate flower, or we can even say male flower. Staminate flower or male flower, because it is having male reproductive organ. So, with calyx, corolla, androecium, if three parts, that is calyx, corolla and androecium only three parts, then it is unisexual. Which unisexual it is? It is the male unisexual flower because it has androecium. Androecium is the male reproductive organ. So, it is unisexual flower only, but to that unisexual flower, it is also called as staminate flower. We can even call it as staminate flower. And the flower with calyx, corolla and gynoecium. Gynoecium is the female reproductive organ. Gynoecium is the female reproductive organ. So, here it is called as pistillate. This flower is called as pistillate flower. Flower with androecium, that is calyx, corolla and androecium, staminate flower or male flower, and the flower with calyx, corolla and gynoecium, it is called as the pistillate or female flower. It is called as female flower. Okay. Now, that is based on how many number of reproductive organs are present, they are, that is unisexual and bisexual. In the word, in this bisexual flower, the word itself is uni means one, bi means two. It has two, sexual means reproductive organs. This flower will have two sexual reproductive organs, that is two reproductive organs. That means it has both androecium as well as gynoecium. The flowers which have both androecium and gynoecium. So, such flowers are called as bisexual flowers. The flowers where we find both the reproductive organs, that is both gynoecium and androecium, both of them are present, then such flower is called as bisexual flower. Okay? If only one, then it is unisexual, and in this unisexual, if only androecium is present, then that flower is called as staminate flower or male flower, and if only calyx, corolla and gynoecium is present, then it is called as unisexual flower or pistillate flower or female flower. All this for the same if it has only calyx, corolla and gynoecium. Now, this classification, that is unisexual flowers, bisexual flower. A flower can be classified as unisexual and bisexual based on the number of reproductive organs. Okay. Now we will classify the flower based on the symmetry. Based on the symmetry. Based on the symmetry. Symmetry. Based on the symmetry, the flower is of two types again, that is actinomorphic flower and zygomorphic flower. Zygomorphic flower. So here, based on this, now based on the symmetry, the flower can be actinomorphic or zygomorphic. Okay, symmetry. Symmetry is nothing but here a flower, that is it can be divided. Whether it can be divided in a plane or not. So here what happens is, for example, if you take a flower, if this is a flower, if we cut this flower like this, so here it should have, here whatever the things are here, it should be same. If it has one calyx, it should be here also one calyx. If it has one corolla, one corolla. So like this, if a flower can be divided into equal halves, if a flower can be divided into equal halves from the center in any plane, so here if I draw like this, so if a flower can be from the center, this is the center, if it is divided like this into two halves, this and this is the center. If the flower is divided into two halves, 1 and 2, okay, then it is called as what? In any plane, if a flower is divided into two equal halves in any plane, whether like this longitudinal or whether like this horizontal, two equal divisions, or like this slanting, two equal divisions, or like this two equal divisions, if a flower can be divided into two equal halves in any plane, whether it can be longitudinal, horizontal or slant, whatever, in any plane, if it can be divided into two equal halves, then such flower is called as actinomorphic flower. Such flower is called as actinomorphic flower, and the symmetry which it exhibits is radial symmetry. So this, if a flower is able to divide in two equal halves in any plane, then that flower is called as actinomorphic flower, and the symmetry is called as the radial symmetry. The symmetry is called as radial symmetry. In radial symmetry, a flower can be divided into two equal halves in any plane. So that is radial symmetry, and that flower which exhibits radial symmetry, that flower is called as actinomorphic flower. It is called as actinomorphic flower and it exhibits radial symmetry. Example for such flowers is mustard flower, datura flower. Datura flower is an example of actinomorphic flower where it can be divided into two equal parts. A flower can be divided into two equal parts in any plane. And if a flower can be divided into two equal parts in only one plane, it can be like this. It can be this 1, 2 equal parts, or it can be like this 1, 2. Okay, or it can be like this also. It can be like this 1 and 2. Only two planes. It can be divided in only two planes. Okay, if I divide from here, it won't divide. It won't divide equally. If I divide from here, it won't divide, that is, if I divide from here, it won't divide equally. If I divide it from here also, it won't divide equally. It will divide equally in only one plane. It will divide equally in only one plane. Okay, so such flowers are called as zygomorphic flower, and the symmetry is called as bilateral symmetry. So the flower which exhibits bilateral symmetry, that is, it can be cut into two equal halves in only one plane, in only one plane. So then it is called as what? Zygomorphic flower. Okay, like here, if you cut it from here also same, if you cut it from here also same, if you cut it from here also, it is dividing into two equal halves, but it is dividing only in this plane, it is dividing equally. But instead of like this, if you cut the flower like this, there won't be equal part. Okay, if instead of like this, if you divide it like this also, horizontal also, it won't divide into two equal parts. It won't divide into two equal parts. So it is dividing in only one plane, not all planes. It is dividing into two equal parts in only one plane, not all the planes. Okay, so then it is called as bilateral symmetry. It is called as what? Bilateral symmetry, and that flower is called as zygomorphic flower. So the zygomorphic flower exhibits bilateral symmetry. Okay, now coming to this, the flower based on number of, that is the floral appendages are present in what multiples. For example, if 3 corolla, 3 calyx is there, okay, then it is called as what? Trimerous flower. So if 4 are there, 4 calyx, 4 corolla, so then it is called as what? Tetramerous, that is floral appendages, that is calyx, corolla and rhizome. So if they are present in the multiples of 3, 4, 5, if calyx, corolla are 3, then it is called as what? Trimerous. If calyx and corolla are 4, then it is called as what? Tetramerous flower. If in the flower we find 3 calyx and 3 corolla, then it is called as what? Trimerous flower. If we find 4 calyx, 4 corolla, then it is called as tetramerous flower. Then if it is having 5 or more than 5, then it is called as the pentamerous. 5, if it is having 5, then the flower is called as the pentamerous flower. Okay, so based on this number of floral appendages, if the number of in what number the floral appendages are present, if it is 3 or it is 4, if it is 5, then it is called as the trimerous, tetramerous and pentamerous. Now here one more, that is 2 more, bracteate flower, ebracteate flower. At the end of the pedicel, this is the pedicel. I said you this is the pedicel. If at the base of this pedicel, if 2 leaf-like structures are present, so this leaf-like structure is called as bract. At the base of the pedicel, the leaf-like structure which is present at the base of the pedicel, this is called as bract. Okay, this is called as bract. If a flower has this bract, then that flower is called as bracteate flower. Then if a flower, see here at the base of this pedicel, a leaf-like structure will be present. That leaf-like structure is called as bract. That leaf-like structure is called as bract. And if a flower have this bract, then that flower is called as bracteate flower. And if the flower does not have this bract, it is not necessary that it should have it. It can have, a flower can have bract or a flower cannot have bract. But if it is having bract, then that flower is called as bracteate flower. And if the bract is absent, then that flower is called as ebracteate flower. Ebracteate means without bract. Bracteate means the flower which have bract. The flower which have bract. So these are the various classifications. Based on this classification, unisexual and bisexual, it is based on the number of reproductive organs present, and based on the symmetry, it is actinomorphic, zygomorphic. If there is no symmetry, that is if a flower cannot be divided into 2 equal parts in any plane, then that flower is called as asymmetric. That flower is called as asymmetric. That is, it cannot be divided. It cannot be divided into two halves. Two halves, no, equal halves. It cannot be divided into two equal halves in any plane. Up like this also, it won't be equal. Like this also, instead of like this, if you cut the flower like this, two equal parts will not be found. Instead of like this, if you cut like this also, the flower cannot be cut into two equal halves. Then such flower is called as asymmetric flower. Such flower is called as asymmetric flower. Example is canna. So these are the various terms. If it is if the flower is having bract, then bracteate. If flower is not having bract, then it is ebracteate. In the similar manner, here a small leaf-like structure will be present. If this is called as bracteole. This is called as bracteole. If the flower is having bracteole, then it is called as what? Bracteolate flower. This is bracteate. This is bracteolate. If the flower have this bracteole, this is the bract. Okay, this leaf-like structure is the bract. And if it is present over here, then this leaf-like structure is called as bracteole. What it is called as? Bracteole. And if a flower have this bracteole, then the flower is called as bracteolate flower. And if the flower does not have this bracteole, then it is called as ebracteolate. Ebracteolate. There is difference. Bracteate with bract. Bracteolate with bracteoles. Okay. Ebracteate without bract. Ebracteolate without bracteoles. The flower without bracteoles. So in the next class, we'll take up few more terms. Okay. Then we'll move on to those different parts of the flower. We'll study in detail about this calyx, corolla, anthrecium and gynoecium and how they help in reproduction.